Let's begin in ragdoll. Separate your feet hip width and let your head just hang. And then crawl your fingers out like a short down dog, lengthening the whole back body. Taking in some deep breaths here. And then start to roll it up to standing. Sweeping your arms up and grabbing your left wrist and go towards the right. Inhale back to center, grab your right wrist and go towards the left. Inhale back towards center. Exhale, interlace your hands behind you. Lift your heart as you send your hips forward. And exhale, fold over, arms overhead. Take a deep breath in and open your mouth and let it go. Take a deep breath in, open your mouth and let it go. And again, big breath in and let it go. Let your arms come by your side and slowly roll it back up to mountain pose. Inhale, start to do some shoulder rolls up and back. Feel the movement of those shoulder joints. Rolling the shoulders and then sweeping the arms up. And again, grabbing your wrist and going towards the right. Sweep down to ragdoll. And inhale, roll it back up. Reach your arms up, grab your right wrist and go towards the left, stretching the side waist. And then float down to ragdoll. Let your body just swing. And halfway lift on the inhale. And exhale, fold. Step back, down dog. And breathe. And then inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bring them back down. Inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, back down. And now inhale, lift your heels and tiptoe towards the front of your mat. Staying in ragdoll, bring your arms around your back, clasping your fingers, and let your head hang. Use your arms to pull your shoulders away from your ears. And then start to sit into a chair, still with your hands behind your back, opening your heart. Really nice in the shoulders here. And then release your clasp of your hands and reach your arms up by your ears, chair pose. And then fold. Come halfway up, inhale. And bow back down. Step back to plank pose and downward facing dog. And breathing down dog. And then roll to high push-up. Hold your high push-up. Lower down to chaturanga, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. Take another breath in up dog. And then downward facing dog. And breathing in down dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale it out. Inhale and exhale. And now inhale, lift your right leg. And exhale, bring it forward. Kick your left leg up for one-legged split. Reach through that left heel. And then ragdoll. Inhale, roll it up. Sweep those arms up. And exhale, hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, fold down. Lift the right leg, reach through the heel, one-legged split on the side. And then step back with the right leg and keep the left leg high as you push yourself back to a one-legged dog. And then the left leg returns to down dog. Take a deep breath in, empty it out. Deep breath in. Roll forward high. Exhale to low. Inhale up dog. And press back on the exhale, downward facing dog. Kick the left leg high and step forward. Lift the right leg back to one-legged split. Keep reaching through the right heel. Keep pressing down through the hands, and then return the leg down to ragdoll. Come halfway up, inhale, and fold down. Bring it all the way up. Hands come over your head. Heart center lifts, and then hands to prayer. Sweep your arms up, extended mountain pose, and swan dive back down. Inhale to a flat back. And lift the left leg again, press through the hands, and then bring the left foot down. Step the right leg to follow, high push-up. Hold high plank. And then press back to downward facing dog. Inhale to a high push-up. Exhale, low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And return to downward facing dog. Holding down dog. A few more breaths here. Lift your left leg, step it forward, and kick the right leg up, one-legged split. And then right leg comes down to ragdoll. Sit into chair pose, but cactus your arms so your heart is open, and squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades behind you. Interlace your hands behind you now, drawing the shoulders away from your ears, and fold into ragdoll with your arms overhead. Keep breathing here. Release your arms and lift your right leg up. The right leg all the way back, and then the left leg follows to high plank. Holding your high push-up for another breath. And then push back down dog. Rolling down dog. Maybe softening your knees as you send your tail high, and then pressing your heels back down. And then roll forward to high push-up. And lower down to chaturanga. Heart forward, upward facing dog. And the shoulders away from your ears, and then push back, downward facing dog. Now lead with your right leg stepping forward, and bring the left leg to follow, sitting into chair. Hands to prayer, left elbow to right knee twist. Chair twist. Keep trying to get length in the spine with every inhale. And then feel the twist from the side waist as you exhale. A nice way to check that your hips are still in line is that your knees are in line. And then fold. And then lift the left leg into half moon. Steady yourself on the right leg as you reach through the left heel. Keep hugging the right hip in so you can roll the left hip on top. And then bring the arm down, bring the leg down, ragdoll. Breathing in your ragdoll. be heavy, stretching your spine and hamstrings. And then begin to sit back into chair. Bring your hands to prayer and right elbow to left knee. Again, in your chair twist, align your knees and your big toes so your hips are in alignment. Reach through the tail as you reach through the crown, and then twist from the waist. And then begin to fold into ragdoll. And then you're going to lift the right leg up for half moon. Always steady your standing leg and then reach through the lifted leg. To steady the standing leg, reach through the heel and squeeze your quadriceps of your standing leg. Keep breathing in half moon. And then start to fold back down to ragdoll. Take a few breaths in ragdoll. And then start to roll it up to mountain pose. Sweep your arms up, baby back bend, hands over your head, and then swan dive back down. Plant your hands on the mat, either walk or float back to a high and then low push-up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog. Take a deep breath in, exhale it out. And inhale, reach the right leg high, and then step forward, warrior one. Reach the arms up, and then bring your hands behind you, interlace. Lift your heart on the inhale, and humble warrior on the exhale. Try to bring that right shoulder to the right knee, and your arms overhead. Breathe in your humble warrior and ground through that left heel as you drop your head even more. And slowly unclasp the hands, reach your arms up, warrior one, big breath in, and then hands to the mat, high to low push-up, upward facing dog, inhale, and downward facing dog, exhale. Deep breath in, left leg lifts, exhale, warrior one. Ground your feet and rise, big breath, lift the arms, lift your heart. Exhale, hands come behind you, interlace your fingers, lift your heart on the inhale, and exhale, left shoulder to left knee, humble warrior. Again, really ground through that right heel as you drop the head and reach the arms overhead. Try to get those ears and shoulders away from each other, dropping the head, lifting the shoulders. Big breath. And then release your hands, sweep your arms back up to warrior one. And as you exhale, hands come down to the ground, high to low push-up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Down dog, keep breathing, and then lift to the right leg, and step and rise, warrior two. Ground those feet, open the hips, warrior two. Focuses over your fingertips. Nice and strong. And then reach your arms overhead. Straightening the right leg. Bend the left knee, Skandasana. You can have your hands on the ground or float them by your side like wings. If they're up like wings, squeeze the tips of your shoulder blades together, opening the heart. And then rise back up to Warrior Two. Reverse your warrior. Get some length in that right side waist as you reverse. Keep that knee over your heel on the right. And then bring that right elbow inside the right knee, right angled warrior. Wrap your right arm around your back for a half bind. Keep pulling that shoulder back, and then hands to the ground, high push-up. Hold your high push-up for strength. Always remember at any time you can tap your knees, but try not to drop your hips. So you're either in high push-up or tabletop. Build some heat here, push the heels back, reach the crown forward. And then push back down dog. Breathe in your down dog. And then lift the left leg, inhale. Exhale, plant the left foot, preparing to rise to Warrior Two. Try to set your drishti over your fingertips. And then you sit into your Warrior Two. Always make sure that front knee is going towards the pinky edge of your foot, so your knee is nice and safe. Strong Warrior Two. And then reach the arms overhead, straighten the left leg, and bend the right knee for Skandasana. Sit into that right hip as you stretch the left hamstring. Again, fingers can be on the ground, or you can fly the arms. Use your upper back strength to fly those arms. Feel a nice open heart with your arms up. And then start to lift back up to Warrior Two. Ground your feet. Make sure your left knee is still over your heel, and then reverse your warrior, wrapping the right arm behind your back. Breathe into the left side waist. Keep your half bind as the elbow comes inside the knee. Pick up your right shoulder and peel it back, stretching the right side of your chest. See if your elbow and knee can press into each other, emphasizing the opening of the hips and heart. And then both hands come back to the ground, stepping back to high plank. Keep breathing in your high push-up, and then push back down dog. Let your spine lengthen, your hamstrings lengthen as you breathe in down dog. Breathing here in down dog. And then bring your right foot forward, and we're going to rise back up to warrior one. Get your arms in line with your ears. Light up your arm muscles. And then tilt forward over that right thigh. Push through the left heel. Get ready to transfer your weight to the right foot and fly into warrior three. Warrior three, you're trying to make a T with your body. Point your toes down, push through your heel, and reach through the crown. Arms can be at your heart, it can be in line with your ear, or out like wings. And start to lift your left heel to come into a one-legged split. Try to lift the leg to bring you down. Grab your ankles, maybe grabbing both ankles or one hand on the ground. And then let your left leg come down for ragdoll. Hang in your ragdoll. And breathe. And then plant your hands down. We're coming to crow pose. So from crow, lift your tail. Bring your knees as high up onto your upper arms as you can. Align your elbows over your wrists. And then try to bend your elbows to lift your tail. Use your core and your feet will just come off the ground. Walk or float back, high and low push-up. Upward facing dog to downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog. And then lift the left leg, step forward, warrior one. Get your arms in line with your ears. Hug in your side waist. Hug your arm bones towards your ears. Everything's coming towards the midline of your body. Then bring your hands to prayer. Tilt forward. Lift the right heel. Warrior three. So again, your arms are your expression. Maybe reach over your head, arms in line with your ears. Keep them to prayer. Then start to lift your right heel. And coming down, if you want to play here with balance, you can leave your arms out by your side like a skydiver. But keep lifting the right heel. And then bring one or both hands to your left ankle for your one-legged split. And then bring your right leg down, ragdoll. Breathe and ragdoll. And from your ragdoll, separate your feet so we can sit into Malasana, yogi squat. And then you're going to bring your right hand to the ground so you can bring your right elbow inside your knee. Take your left arm and wrap it around your back and see if you can clasp your hands, binding that right knee. Peel the left shoulder up and back, whether you have your bind or not. Keep opening up, lifting the left shoulder into your twist, into your bind, and then both hands down, hands to prayer. Reach the arms up so you can sit deep into those hips. And then bring your hands back to prayer, bringing your left elbow inside your knee, wrapping your right arm around, and see if you can reach around the knee to catch your right hand. Again, whether you have your bind or not, keep lifting the right shoulder up and back. Nice deep breath here as you open your hips. Peel the right shoulder back, opening your shoulders, and then releasing your hands to the ground. Lift your tail, ragdoll. Let your head be heavy. Maybe sway. And then bring your hands to the ground. Sit down, power chair. So arms out in front of you. Lift your heels. And then hands come to the ground. Bring your knees high on your upper arms, and one more time, crow pose. Use your belly, lift your belly. Try to use more core strength. Breathe in your crow. Just play with it. Maybe just one foot comes up. When you're done, Malasana. Sit back into your squat. Hands to prayer. Just breathe. And then hands to the ground. Lift your tail, ragdoll. This time maybe slide your hands underneath your feet for Padahastasana. Let your head drop. Lengthen your back body. And breathe. And slowly start to roll it up to mountain pose. Reach your arms up over your head. Reach towards the right, hips to the left. And then swing down to ragdoll. And then roll it back up. And grab your right wrist. Hips to the right, reach to the left. And then float down to ragdoll. And then sweep the arms up. Big breath in, open your heart. And then swan dive down. Place your hands down, lift your heels, rock the weight forward, and float back or walk back. Take a vinyasa. High to low push-up, up dog, and downward facing dog. Right leg steps, warrior two. Keep breathing in warrior two. And then inhale, reverse your warrior. Find length in the side waist. And then bring your elbow to your thigh. Or wrap underneath your leg, finding a bind here in right angled warrior. If you can't grab your hand, maybe use a strap. Anything you can bring between your hands, a towel, a strap. And keep peeling that left shoulder up. Wrapping around that right leg. And then straighten your right leg and drop your head so you're in a bound triangle. Let your head drop. Try not to drop the shoulder, keep it lifted. And then bend your knee, place both hands inside your foot, pop up your back heel. I'm going to turn this into a crescent twist, so lift your right arm up, twisting towards your right knee. Keep pushing through the left heel. Nice and strong back leg. And then bring your hand down, step back to high push-up, push back to down dog. Breathe in your down dog as you lift your left leg, step it forward. Warrior two. Ground your feet, strengthen your legs. Reverse your warrior. So come into that half bind right away, wrapping that right arm around. Breathe into the left side waist, get length. And then take that length into your right angled warrior as you try to wrap your left arm around your leg to catch your right hand. Then use a strap if you can't catch your hand. And then keep peeling the right shoulder back. And then straighten the left leg for a bound triangle. Keep your head heavy. Breathing here. And then start to bend your left knee, plant your hands inside your foot, lift your back heel and twist. Keep reaching through the right heel now as you twist towards the left knee. And then bring your left hand down, high push up to downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog. Let your head hang here in down dog. And you're going to walk your feet halfway up your mat. Left hand to your hip, grab your right big toe, and you're going to try to stand up with your peace fingers around your big toe, lifting your right leg. You can push the heel out once you come up to standing. Use a strap or maybe hand to your knee instead of your big toe and open up Utthita Hasta Padangusthana. Breathe. Keep your hip bones facing forward and then bring the leg back to center and return to ragdoll. Get ready for the other side. So you're going to grab your left big toe, right hand on your hip. Steady your right leg. And when you're ready, try to stand up with your peace fingers around your left big toe. Take your time to come up. Once your shoulders are over your hips, extend your heel long, or maybe just grab your knee instead of your foot. Open out to the side. To stay balanced here, your hips need to remain in line, so try not to lift the left hip too high. Gaze is strong, drishti. Bring the leg back to center and return to ragdoll. Crawl your fingers out so you're in a short down dog, stretching your back muscles. And then maybe shifting your weight into your hands, shoulders over wrists, and then back into your heels. And then shift your weight forward till your shoulders over your wrists, and then rock back into your heels. Doing this a few times. Shifting your weight, and then rolling up to standing, hands to prayer. Mountain pose, sweep your arms up overhead, and exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Step back into a plank position. High push up to low push up, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, roll to plank, and then roll to the right for side plank. Bring your arm back down for plank, and then over to the left for side plank, and high push up, low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. Breathe in down dog. And then lift the right leg and make some hip circles 3 times. And then step the leg forward, warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior. And exhale, triangle. Wrap your left arm around your waist, try to catch your thigh. Half bind in your triangle. And then reach for a full bind. See if your right hand can grab your left. And keep peeling your left shoulder back. Let your head drop. And then step the left leg forward. Use that as your standing leg as you come up to Bird of Paradise. Keeping your bind around your right leg, try to stand up. Steady on the standing leg. And then only once the shoulders are over your hips, maybe extend your heel out to straighten your leg for full expression of Bird of Paradise. Do as much as you can, and when you're ready, come back down and ragdoll. Let your head hang, let your arms hang, or grab opposite elbow. Breathe here. And then slowly start to roll it up. Sweep your arms up, big breath in, baby back bend, or a deeper back bend. And then hands to prayer. Inhale, sweep arms up, and exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back, and exhale, fold. Step it back to high push-up and downward facing dog. High to low, upward facing, and back to downward facing dog. Lift the left leg and make 3 hip circles. And then step forward into Warrior 2. Inhale, reverse your warrior, wrapping your right arm around your waist. And as you exhale, straighten the left leg and come into Trikonasana triangle. Starting with your half bind. And then reach through the leg and around to try to grab your right hand. For a bound triangle, let your head drop. Keep peeling your right shoulder up. And then look down as you step forward and try to come up to Bird of Paradise. Slowly coming up, steady. See if you can come up. And again, once your shoulders come over your hips, then see if you can straighten the leg. You need open hips and an open heart here. Open shoulders, and then ragdoll. Let your head hang, grab opposite elbow. Maybe sway your upper body if it feels good. And then start to roll it up. Sweep your arms up. Lift your heart, big breath in, and then through heart center, fold right back down. Inhale, flat back, and then step back. High push up to downward facing dog. Roll forward to high, then low push up, upward facing dog, and downward facing dog. From down dog, drop your knees, child's pose. Taking a rest here in child's pose. Let your forehead just rest on the earth. Let your hips go towards your heels. Taking a nice rest here as we come into some hip opening. And then come up to a tabletop and downward facing dog. In down dog, lift your right leg and tap your nose. And then lift your right leg again and tap your right elbow. Lift your right leg, tap your nose. And now lift your right leg, tap above the elbow. See if you can take flight, Kundalini Asana. And then come back to one-legged dog and flip wild thing. Press into your feet, lift your heart. Breathe here. And then return to one-legged dog and right into pigeon pose. Square your hips. Find length in the spine. And then lower back down, reclining over your right leg. Always remember, if pigeon is too deep for your hip or too much strain on your knee, you can come onto your back for figure 4. Whichever pose you choose, breathe into the right hip. If you're not sure what figure 4 is, you're on your back with your right ankle over your left knee, hugging your left knee in towards your chest. So either reclined pigeon that I'm demonstrating or figure 4. And taking some nice soothing breaths here. I did a lot of work. And bring your hands under your shoulders and lift yourself up. And press through the fingertips to lift your heart up. A nice stretch in the upper body. Take a few breaths here. And then start to sweep that left leg around, setting up for a spinal twist. Make sure you ground your sits bones as you reach the crown up. And bring your right elbow outside the left knee, or just hug the knee towards your chest. Lengthen from tail to crown on the inhale, and twist on the exhale. Make sure both sits bones stay grounded as you lengthen, inhale, twist, exhale. A few more breaths in your twist. And then unwind. Grab your knees and start to rock and roll on your back, forward and back a few times. And then roll over your legs and into downward facing dog. From down dog, take a deep breath in, exhale it out, and then lift the left leg high and tap your nose. Inhale, lift the left leg, tap your left elbow. Inhale, lift the left leg, tap your nose. And last time, lift the left leg. Try to reach above the left elbow and see if you can take flight. Kundalini. And then take the left leg and flip it over into wild thing. Pressing down through the heels to lift the heart up. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, come back to one-legged dog, lifting that left leg and right into left side pigeon. Again, square your hips, lengthen through the spine, and then recline over the left leg. Remember, you can take figure 4. This is too intense. And whichever pose you choose, just start to breathe into that left hip. Let your third eye rest on your hands or on the mat. Try to bring your awareness inside, allowing whatever sensations that are going to arise to come up. And see if you can use your exhale to breathe them out, clearing your mind, releasing tension from the body. And slowly start to come up and swing the right leg up and around into your twist. Left arm comes up and maybe elbow outside the knee or hug the knee in. Lengthen, inhale, and twist on the exhale. Lengthen, inhale, and twist on the exhale. And a few more breaths in your twist. Keep lengthening on the inhale And then exhale, unwind. Lengthen your legs out long. Reach your arms up. And then slowly start to roll it down to the ground. And bring your right knee into your chest. And keep hugging that right knee in. Reach through the left heel. And then you're going to come into a twist. But extend the right leg long. Maybe grab your lower leg or your big toe. And keep reaching through the heel. And then bring the knee back in. And grab the outer edge of your foot for a one-sided happy baby. And then let your left leg come up for a full happy baby. And maybe sway from side to side. Trying to get those legs around your ribs. And then release the right leg so only the left knee is into your chest. And squeeze the left knee in, push the right heel away. And come into the twist on this side, extending your left leg out. Maybe you have a hold of your peace fingers with the right hand, or your right hand is on your outer leg. Let your left arm stay long, shoulder on the ground. And then bring the left leg back in. One-legged happy baby on this side. Just bring that knee around your ribs. And then let that leg come down to the ground. And pull both knees in. Reach your legs straight up. Either stay in Viparita Karani or rock up into shoulder stand. If your neck or shoulders bother you, stay with your low back on the ground and just legs over your hips. If you're okay here in shoulder stand, keep your gaze up at the ceiling. You never want to look around in shoulder stand, so keep your neck safe by looking straight up, maybe to your toes, maybe to the ceiling. And if you're okay here, hinge from the hips and bring your toes to the ground for plow. If your toes can touch, maybe interlace your hands behind your back, using the back of your arms for part of your foundation. And even though your legs are over your head, they're still nice and strong. Maybe you bend your knees, bringing them towards your ears for Karna Padasana, Deaf Man pose. At any time, if your neck has had enough, roll out. If you're okay, stay and breathe a few more breaths. And then if you're still in the pose, lift your legs and slowly roll down. Pop up to seated. Plant your fingertips towards your glutes so you can recline onto your forearms. Press into your elbows, lift your heart for fish. Keep lifting your head up and back. And if your head comes down to the ground, the top of your head, maybe you play with kingfish by lifting your legs. If you're okay, maybe bring your arms overhead. And then slowly lower yourself down. Arms by your side. Bring your feet wide so they flop open. Legs wide. Arms wide. Take up some space. Shavasana. And really start to follow your breath here. Focus on your breath so your mind stays relaxed and calm. If your thoughts start to come in, just let them go by like train cars. Watch them go by. Become the observer. But try not to feed your thoughts. Just watch them go by. And if you catch yourself chasing one of those cars, chasing one of your thoughts, come back to center and focus on your breath. Always return to center and focus on your breath. Stay here as long as you'd like. Maybe bringing your knees in if you're ready to come up. Roll to one side, come up to seated, hands to your prayer, heart center, your hands to your knees for grounding. Notice how your body feels. And notice how your mind feels. Namaste.